back-to-back shutouts for the first time in 4 years. You've scored 7 straight in 7 games. Do you feel like you're firing on all cylinders going into conference play?
We're improving. No, we're not there yet. We're improving. But still yet, it's nice to see these. It's fun being with these guys. These guys are awesome. They love to work, and we're asking them to improve every single day, and that's what they're doing. And it's just fun being in the dugout with this group.
What did you make of Ian tonight?
Real solid performance. He just throws strikes. He's got a lot of wiggle on the ball. His velocity was up a little bit. He's just a real competitor, and he's a lot of fun to play behind, I'm sure, for those guys.
What makes him so good at these midweek outings? Like, he was great last year, and then this role obviously is the first one that he performed well. Like, what makes him good at a midweek starter?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he might be a weekend starter. I don't know. He's pitching very, very well for us, and he has pitched very well. I think he has only had maybe a couple of bad outings in his whole career, and credit to him. He's worked really hard to get to this point.
What did you see from all of the 6 bullpen arms that you used tonight? How did you think they worked as a group?
Really good. I mean, it was fun to be around. It was good to get some of the older guys out there again and get those guys going. Saw a couple more freshmen get out there and get a chance. Tyler at the end. He didn't pitch this last weekend. He played a little bit, but he didn't pitch. He's a talented kid. Got a chance to get him on the dirt today. It's huge to play these midweek games to where we can, get a lot of players, especially pitchers, get them in there on the mound and see what they got.
You mentioned improvement. I wanted to touch on Hellman's improvement from last year to this year and just how much of that impact has really gone through these first 13 games.
Well, when he gets hot, it can be fun, right? I mean, you see how he can change a game, and he's just worked really hard. Credit to him. Coaches I'm sure helped him, but his efforts are to be commended. He's a tremendous young man and well parented, just tremendous kid. He shows up every single day, and his commitment to the weight room and physically has been there. I mean, he's a very, very strong kid, and when you can Coach Lopez used to tell me all the time, you don't have power unless you miss-hit balls still out of the park, and he can miss-hit a ball and it goes over the fence.
9 2-out RBIs today. What'd you like from those at-bats?
Anytime you're getting 2-out RBIs, that's huge. That's I didn't know that number. That's insightful. I mean, anytime you're getting that many 2-out RBIs, you usually end up winning the game, and that's critical. So, positive step forward.
There were a lot of at-bats tonight where Ian was throwing 6, 7, 8 pitches to a guy, but he would always get him out. How important? What did you see from him on those deep counts to finish off guys?
Well, I mean, that was a scrappy group. In terms of fighting pitches off, they really do a quality job. You can tell that they're well coached and they have a solid 2-strike plan. That they just don't get in there and free swing with 2 strikes. They fight you a little bit in there, and that's what they did, and that's what we saw.
Are those some of the arms from Utah Tech that you expected to see in this midweek?
Yeah, and they got others. They've got some big arms. I mean, geez, guy after guy had a great arm for them. Big kids with really good arms. And when we started doing the scouting at Utah Tech, I told our team, literally the second we finished on Sunday, I told them, I said, you guys better be ready to play on Tuesday. These guys got some arms, and you saw them tonight. They have big arms, that's for sure.
How'd you think your guys responded to those big arms?
Good. They won the game. Yeah.
To go into USC, just what have you seen from them this past couple of weeks? I think they got out to a good start. Just what have you seen from them overall as a club?
Yeah, I think they're 10-2. I know they're playing Irvine. I think they're playing Irvine tonight. Right now, probably. Well-coached team. That coaching staff's very, very good. They're doing it with a solid pitching staff. They're going to roll a left-hander out there on game 1, who's really, really good, a junior college kid that's come on, and he's been a mid-90s fastball guy with good secondary stuff. Their second pitcher is a kid that we're very familiar with, and I think he was maybe the Big Ten pitcher of the week this last week with what he did to Vanderbilt, and he stuffed those guys and really pitched well against them. They've got a solid bullpen. They're going to be a really, really good team. For us, it's weird to say it, but we're playing USC opening week of Big Ten play, which is something else. I don't know. It's going to take a little getting used to with Oregon against USC in the Big Ten, but tough weekend to start with, and hopefully we can go down to Southern Cal and play well.
We're
rotation obviously drops to 3 guys this weekend. Have you guys made those decisions? And
No.
What's kind of the thinking? Obviously, you've seen a lot of good outs out of all those guys at this point. Like, how difficult of a decision is that to make for you guys?
Well, really hard. Those guys are pitching really well, and so what it means is somebody that's been starting is going to go to the bullpen and even improve our bullpen. So, I don't know. I'll talk with Coach Hawksworth, who does a tremendous job with the pitchers, and see where this thing lands and go from there.
You mentioned wanting to build guys' arms, work up their pitch counts so that they're ready to go by conference play. Do you feel like all of your starting options are good to go as long as you want them for conference play?
They're all built up and they're all healthy. Yeah.
What improvements would you like to see from this team moving forward? You keep bringing it up, improvement here, improvement there. What improvements would you like to see during USC?
First thing we need to do is continue to get stronger in the weight room. It's a big deal. These kids are, especially with the travel of the season and the long season, strength is a big deal. They need to get the rest, make sure that we're getting our rest, make sure we're hydrating and doing the right things away from the field. I think that's the first thing. And then the second thing is just tightening up on our details. Can we rotate better at the plate? Make sure that our deliveries are connected better. All those little simple things and just daily improvements, I think, are the focus.
Ethan Hedges leads USC in batting average. I think maybe in home runs. Also leads them in saves.
Yeah.
Just what type of a player? Have you seen that combination before? Position player, closer, and just what type of player he is.
Well, he's a stud. Yeah, he's a really good player. And I think they were playing Pepperdine, I want to say, my alma mater, during the fall game, and he offered to go out there and pitch, and they found something pretty special, right? Yeah, Ethan's a good player, and he's got a good arm. He's a good pitcher, and so the best way to make sure that the closer isn't a factor is to have the lead, when you go into the ninth instead of them having the lead. So that's the best way to do it, and that'll be part of our game plan.